Hello everyone, welcome to another video for EAFC 24. Today we're going to be covering why you need to get yourself onto the silver hype train before it departs and leaves everybody behind. We're still in the early release for the Ultimate Edition owners, and people are sleeping on the silver cards in my opinion. Timestamps for the video will be in the description as we cover the best option for the top 5 silver leagues and for the rest of the world leagues this season. I will explain at the end exactly why you need to be looking at the silvers mentioned in the video too. Without further ado, let's start with the defenders. So here we have the rest of the world defence. I've compiled all the players who I think look fantastic in terms of the meta stats being pace, physicality, defending, that type of thing. Feel free to take a screenshot if you want to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through bit by bit each position who I think are the best. Starting off, we have the left back / left wing back options. First pick, Anton Donko. He's got some excellent stats in terms of his physicality and pace. They're his main ones. He looks like a centre back that's ended up out wide basically, and he's also German. The next one is Merkin. We've got Derry John Merkin. He's a bit more of a defensive-minded wing back as well. English, plays in the second tier of German football. His stats on here, so he's a bit slower of a starter, but like I say, flies off. But I mean, he's still got 86 acceleration, so we can't argue too much with that. 5'9", he does lack a little bit in the physical stats, and the defending stats are quite low, so he would need a chemistry style. And the last player we have is Nuhu Tolo. I've used him last year. For the last couple of years, he is fantastic, and I've no doubt that he's going to be incredible this game as well. 5'10", medium-high work rates. He is unreal. He can also play centre-back as well. Look at these stats for a defensive player in a silver card. Already a fantastic pace split. Physical stats, he's a bull on the ball. And good tackling as well. So with a good chemistry style on him, that boosts his defending really high. This could be an absolute banger of a player, I think. So flipping over the other side of the field for the right backs, right wing backs. And we start with Wenbangomo, I believe it is. 5'11", high medium. Already some great stats there. Can play left back or right back. Norwegian league, so his links are going to be a little bit poor. But, like I say, without any chemistry, he can still be an absolute beast of a player, I think. Next we have Beum as well, or An Hyun Beum. 5'10", 4-star skiller as well, weirdly enough. Looks like he's got some decent stats once again off chem. A lot of these players, to be fair, you could probably play off chem and they'll still be absolute banger players. This guy looks like more suited to a wing back role. Defensive stats are a little bit poor, so you'd have to look at boosting them, I think. Next player, we have Luis Perez as well. So good pace. Spanish link, plays in the second division for Spain, so 5'9" on there. Really good stamina. Like I say, it looks like the only decent Spanish option for what I've found so far. And the next player is Shaquille Moore. I've used this guy before, along with Tolo. I used to run an MLS team on the last couple of FIFAs, and he was so reliable. Absolutely class. Right mid and right back as well in there as well, so you can push him further up if needs be. Just a really solid all-round card. Fantastic. Really, really enjoyed using him before, so hopefully he's good this year. Next one is Saud Abdulhamid as well. 5'9", high work rates. Can play CDM as well. 91 pace in a CDM. Bit naughty that one, to be fair. So really, really good stamina too. Standing tackle's good. So he looks like another card where you don't have to worry about putting a pace card on him. You can just stick a defending and physical card, and you're off to a winner. He would link also as well with a couple of players from this list. And then the best one on the game. On there, I've just flicked off one of the goalkeepers there. Osai Samuel. This guy plays in the Turkish league, Nigerian Turkish league player. Right mid also is an option for this guy. But he looks absolutely insane. The pace already being super high. The physical, very, very reasonable. 83 strength on there is fantastic too. Dribbling stats already fantastic as well. Defending can be upgraded very quickly. This guy looks bomb.com. So next up we have the goalkeepers. I've picked 2 goalkeepers which I think work well in terms of chemistry for some of the other players on this list, but you can't go wrong with a player like Begovic. 6'6". We know what to expect from him. He's always been fantastic. He's always been a cheap beast. Now he's a silver, so he could be absolutely like unreal as a silver. He's way too good to be a silver, I think. So Begovic is the first choice at 6'6", and then the more budget option, I've seen is Von Ballmoos, I think it is. David Von Ballmoos. He plays for Young Boys in the Swiss League. 6'4", 3-star weak foot. Also got fantastic stats for a GK on there as well for the rest of the world leagues. A little bit of a quicker option to Begovic, I think, as well, to be fair. So finally, we've got the centre-backs. We've got a lot of these to cover, so I figured I'd put these last, as there was less of the others. We start off with Bella Chap, who I don't know if he's on loan from Southampton or has gone fully from Southampton. 5-star weak foot, 6'3". He's still got some excellent stats for a silver card, especially in terms of defending, physical, and his pace. German too as well, so a really good option. He's the first on the list. We then go to Mackenzie. Mark Mackenzie plays for Ghent in the Belgium League, another 5-star weak foot player. Once again, good pace for a centre-back, really solid defending and physical on there too. With good reactions as well, which is quite important for the silver players on there, because they usually have quite low reactions, you see. Next one, we have Miles Robinson. I used him last year. Once again, an absolute cannon of a player. He was fantastic. 4-star weak foot, 6'2", good pace split. Dribbling stats was decent, especially for a centre-back as well. The high agility and passing was nice. Defending stats were always nice, and physical, like I say, always did the job. So Miles Robinson, I think, is a good shout if you're running any MLS or USA teams. Next is Matthias Catalan. High-medium work rates on a centre-back, which is a little bit 50-50. And he's only 6 foot, but he can also fill in at right-back also. This guy's from the Argentinian league. Good pace, really, really good defending stats there. 80 awareness might negate the high-medium work rates as well, so he may still be where you want him to be, basically. Good strength on there too. So, next player, we have Tristan Blackmon. 6'1", 3-star weak foot. This guy is fantastic. I've always used this guy on FIFA with my silver teams. He can play right back or centre back. So if you ever get a bad red card, you never know. Might need to stick him in right back. Pace is unreal. 88 pace on a silver card playing at centre back, whilst also being 6'1". Physical stats, always manages to body players. Defending stats are solid as well. Like I say, you can always put a dribbling and defending card or something like that on the player if needs be. Next one, we have Kamil Piatowski. Piakowski? I'm not sure how I pronounce that one. High worker, it's 6'3" with a 4-star weak foot. This guy looks class. He looks absolutely class. I think I'm probably going to end up getting him, to be fair. Really good pace split. His physical's fantastic. 89 jumping on there as well. Defending's all in the 70s, along with good dribbling stats and reasonable passing stats for a centre-back too. So, like I say, getting better and better. We'll move on to the next one, which is Phil Newman. This guy plays in the 2nd German division. So he's 6'4", medium-high work rate. So exactly what you want already out of a defender. Can play right wing-back if needed. He's more the lengthy, like I say, running after a slow start type thing with his acceleration and his sprint speed. So, like I say, really good physical stats too. And then we come on to the two absolute worldy players I think look unreal. Hassan Tombakti plays in the Saudi League for Al Hilal. Medium-high worker at 6 foot. This guy is absolutely rapid, passing really decent, dribbling stats very decent, good composure as well for a centre-back silver. Defending stats are class, physical absolutely class stats. He looks unreal, like he actually looks so good. So I think I'm going to be looking possibly at him, I think. And the last one is Taruna Riga, I think it is. High medium worker at 6'3". This guy's always had such a good card. He's just never broken into the gold card range on there. Can play left back also as well, so could be a really good left back option, especially when we was talking about him earlier. Really good pace split once again in terms of a centre back when they are lengthy. Defending stats class, physical stats class as well. Quite low aggression, but I think he'll make up for it with the rest of his stats on there as well. So here I've lined up what I think would be the best stats wise and everything, looking at the defenders as two lineups. So you've got, this is what I think would be the best ultimately, and then if you can't get a hold of these players, I'd maybe look at these as the backups. Some probably would argue that Newman, being 6'4", medium high work rates with the good pace, probably might be a little bit of a better option over Turan, but I think with the centre back and left back abilities on there, if you can't get a hold of Nuhu, for example. I think that's probably my choice, which edges him slightly. So here we go with the midfielders for the rest of the world in the Silvers. We're going to be starting from CDM and working our way up to the cam spot. So here we start off with our first CDM. 5'7", medium high, is from Cardiff City in the Championship. Can also play centre mid. Siopis. I'm not sure how you pronounce that one. But anyways, good pace, really good pace for a DM. Good dribbling. Defending stats are fine. The only thing I think that lets him down is his strength, which is quite low. So he's pretty much like a Greek version of Kante, I think, looking at that card and his stats. The next one, we have got Korbelis. Dimitrios Korbelis comes from the Turkish League. Medium-high work rates, which is good, obviously, for a defender. Can play centre-back also, as well as centre-mid and CDM. Much more all-rounded, a little bit better. But looks, like I say, a little bit stronger with reasonable defending stats too. We next have Lucas Gorna, who's 6'1", medium-high work rates, 3-star weak foot, can play centre-mid as well. Much better pace split, I think, for those little bursts trying to get to the attackers. Defending is lacking a little bit, so it does need a little bit of improvement with a chemistry style. But physical stats class as well, so I think he'd be an excellent option in DM for the Silvers. And then it's the MLS that seems to dominate this position, I think, in the in the Silvers for the DMs. So we've got Gregor here, medium high worker. It's 5'11", plays for Inter Miami with Messi. So this guy's got good pace. He's got reasonable balance there as well. Good defending stats and really, really good physical stats. So if anyone goes anywhere near this guy, I'm pretty sure he's going to be taking the ball straight off him. And the last one we have, who I think is the best one, is Martinez. Jose Martinez, 5'9", high work rates. On that, he is a CDM exclusively, so not much in terms of chemistry if you have to play centre mids in the team. But this guy, like I say, mops up. Defensive awareness quite high as well. On there, it's 79. Good stamina, good strength, good aggression, bit of everything. Arguably, when you look at it, you've got Gregor, who's the more defensively minded CDM, and then you've got Martinez, who's a bit more aggressive in terms of up and down the pitch on there. So two fantastic options there for CDMs. Here we have the centre mid spots as well. So we start off with Durukan Torkos, I think it is. Medium high work rates on his centre mid card. He also plays CDM or right back. So good pace split, really decent dribbling, defending, physical stats. He's just well all rounded. For any Turkish links there. We next move on to, of course, we've got to have a Hull City player in this one as well. Ozan Tufan, 6'1", medium low work rate, so you don't expect him to come back too much. You don't do it too much in real life either. But centre mid, CDM and cam, so he can do a bit of everything, and his stats reflect that as well. 70s across the board on the entire card. Somehow got 70 defending. I guess he's got a couple of stats in 70s there. So, but yeah, fantastic option for the Championship as well. Plays in the Championship, Turkish player. So next one we have Nicolas Capaldo. This guy plays for Red Bull Salzburg. High work rates, so you've got the right work rates, what you want on a centre mid. Can also fill in at right back if needed. Good pace split. Can finish, 71 finishing. Really decent dribbling stats. Decent defending. And physical stats with 89 stamina is also a really good box-to-box option on there. Shouldn't be too expensive either, I don't think. Obviously, with him being in the playing for Red Bull Salzburg in that league. We'll go next on to Gabriel Sara. So this guy, centre mid only, plays for Norwich in the Championship. High medium work rates. This guy with 86 shot power on his card looks like he can absolutely bang a couple of goals for you when you're doing your objectives. Dribbling stats really decent, along with his passing, shooting, pace. Everything's just really solid all round. Doesn't seem to be able to defend very well, but has got the physical stats as well. So if he boosted his defending, I think this guy would be absolutely unreal in game, to be fair. And then that leaves us with our last centre mid, Zerkowski. Plays in the second Italian league. 6'1", high work rates, 3-star. This guy's exclusively a centre mid. But these stats for someone who's who's 6'1", he's quick, so he's going to have that lengthy speed about him. If he gets in the box, he can put the ball in the net with some good shooting stats. okay passing as well. 77 short pass is good. Dribbling stats solid. Defending stats are quite solid as well. Nearly 70 in all of them. And then the physical stats also as well. So he's my pick for probably the best, I reckon. So here we go. We have the left mid position. We start with Onel Hernandez, 5'8", 3-star weak foot, 4-star skills. Plays for Norwich in the Championship. He's got a good little pace split there, so he's going to be nippy off that sprint. Agility looks okay, along with the balance. Strength is actually surprisingly decent, 79 on a shorter card, but he's lacking a bit of stamina on there. So that's the first option. We then move on to Alvaro Jalo, who plays for Braga in the Portuguese league. So this guy is left mid, but obviously, once again, right-footed, 3-star weak foot. High-low work rates is really good, though, on the left mid. He's got fantastic pace, really good dribbling. His passing and shooting lacks a little bit, along with his strength as well. So he's going to get shoved off the ball quite easily, I think, in a lot of these. But if he's already past the defender and the defender can't catch him, like I say, it's probably up to you to put a decent shooting or passing card onto him for that one. So next up we have Yimi Shara. So this guy and his brother, I think, was a CDM. These guys were both gold cards, I think, last year. Now they are silver again. So this guy is 4-star, 4-star, 5'5", high medium. He can also play left mid. He can play left mid, right mid, cam, and left wing on there. So plays in the MLS. Good pace, as to be expected. He has fantastic agility and balance on there as well. Good stamina, reasonable strength along there as well. But as I say, needs a bit of help with the shooting and passing, as you'll find with quite a lot of these cards, to be fair, in this list. So next one is also from the MLS, Jordan Morris. So this guy, he's a left mid, but can also play right mid, which I think probably would be his better position to play. He's come up on the left mid when I've been doing the research for this. Can also play strike as well. He is high medium work rated with a 2-star weak foot. He is right footed. This guy's your more physical winger. Good shooting stats, like I said, good pace stats as well. A bit more of a lengthy runner, but 93 jumping on him, along with 86 strength, 6 foot. This guy's going to win a lot of headers. So he's not going to struggle against a lot of silver defenders, I don't think, not unless a lot of people are running the meta players. So I think this guy could be a fantastic pickup, if I'm being honest. So that's your more physical option. And then we've got Francis Amuzu, who can play left mid. So like I say, a lot of these players, whether they started out as a right mid, started out as a left mid, I've gone down all the lists for these. And we've selected them as we go. So Amuzu, this guy looks unreal. 5-star weak foot, which is a massive plus. 4-star skills, high medium work rate. So all of that checks out fantastic. Pace, 91 acceleration, 90 sprint speed, checks out fantastic once again. Dribbling looks fantastic too, with his agility so high, and he's got slightly better shooting and passing stats than a lot of the people on this list. His strength is a bit low, his jumping's a bit low, so don't expect him to do much physically. But I reckon this guy could be an absolute goal machine, especially with that 5-star weak foot, so you can put him left or right mid. And we have the right mids now. This seems to be where the Silvers are absolutely excelling. This is a fantastic set of right mids for the rest of the world. So we've got this guy. He is already right-footed, so he's going to be shooting a cross goal. 4-star skill if you need to cut in with him. He can play left mid, right wing striker. He comes from the 2nd division in Spain. We've already seen a couple of players in the list so far from there. So really decent. Obviously, pace is absolutely class. Physical stats absolutely class as well, with 81 strength and 88 jumping. Dribbling's really good. It's got a little bit more composure than some of the left mids and that type of thing. Passing stats could be a little bit better. Shooting's also decent too as well. 70 finishing, 87 shot power. So this guy I reckon would be pretty solid. We then move on to Yira Saw. He plays in the Belgium League, Nigerian from there. He's a 2-star weak foot, right-footed. So he's on the right position already, in my opinion, shooting a cross goal. But has the 4-star skills if you need to do anything else with him. Pace, fantastic. Finishing's really decent. Dribbling is also fantastic too. Passing's a bit lacking, as well as his physical stats as well. 50 strength, so he's going to get pushed off the ball quite easy. But also, like I say, one of those players where you send him in behind and get him gone with the ball. So on to the next one, we have Wong Sang. This guy, high-low work rates, 4-star, 5'8". I had a hard choice with this guy and the next guy was also from the same, I think, nationality there as well. So But this guy's right mid, can also play striker. Fantastic blistering pace, dribbling also fantastic with a 92 agility there. Attack position's good, finishing's good as well. So this guy looks like he'll get in the get towards the back post and tap it in quite a lot, which would be nice. Or just blaze straight past any of the players with a killer through ball. So definitely a really decent option. And that's followed up by Musa Marega. This guy you'll probably know as a gold player. He's been a gold striker for ages, but he's now silver. So this guy is right mid with striker capabilities, high work rate. So he's going to be up and down the pitch for you. In terms of that one, he's your more bullish, physical winger or striker. And like I say, physical stats unbelievable on him. Pace is still excellent as well. Shooting's very decent. His dribbling is where he's going to lack a little bit. And his defending too, along with his passing. So he is pretty much a striker playing right mid in terms of this list. And then we have the last one, which I think is probably going to be the best in this little set for me personally. Apart from lacking a little bit of composure, this guy, Nan Sang Ho, 5'8", 4-star, 4-star, high medium. So all of that checks out well. Good pace, good shooting on there as well, especially in terms of his finishing at 74 for a silver card. The dribbling's solid too, but like I say, it lacks the composure, which may make a couple of the other players in this list maybe work a little bit better. We'll soon find out when we use these cards in game. And his stamina also as well on there as well. He's really good for back and forwards. So yeah, that's they're my picks for the right mid. And here finally we have the cams on here. So we've got 3 options for these. This guy, Muslia, is from the 2nd German division. 5'8", high-low work rate. So for a cam, that's probably what you want. 3-star weak foot there. Can also play left mid. This guy's got reasonable pace for a cam. Good long shots. Decent passing. Could do a bit better on the long passing. But he's very agile. 90 agility, 92 balance there. He's very weak on the ball though. So don't expect him to be winning much in terms of the air or in a physical battle. But this guy's your nippy, find a little pocket of space and slot it through. And that's moving on to Dino Hotic. So this guy is 5'6", high medium with 4-star, 4-star. So they're check out well already. He can play centre forward or right mid. He's not got as much in terms of his sprint speed, so he's very much a little burst, find the pocket and then play the ball type of a player. Played in the Belgium League last year as well, but has good long shots, decent passing, decent dribbling, and good stamina as well there as well. So yeah, like I say, he's a good all-rounder in terms of your cam if you're looking for a good cam. But he does play in the Polish league, so he's hard to link a little bit on there. But that finishes with our fantastic cam. Like, this guy looks unbelievable, to be honest. On the in terms of stats, sorry. So 5'9", high medium, 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot. This guy can play centre forward or left wing. Pace looks excellent. Long shots and shot power okay, along with the attack positioning also. Passing's okay, good. Like I say, you want some reasonable passing, at least 70s in there. And then also 89 dribbling with his agility, sorry. The rest of his dribbling stats all pretty much 70 and above, nearly 75. So this guy I think looks fantastic on there. Philip Zinkernagel, and he plays in the Belgium League. So definitely some fantastic midfield options. So here's the midfielders I've chosen that I think could be the best in their slots. Obviously there is the Marega in terms of the right mid spot if you're thinking of him. But to be honest, he looks more like a striker to me. So I think these guys look like my choices in terms of the midfield squad. And finally we have the attackers. So what I've done here is I've got a sole centre forward along with the left wings, right wings, physical strikers, and then the more quicker, nippier strikers. So here's what we've got so far. The only centre forward we have is Talemagno. Some guys will remember him from last FIFA. He was, I think, he was Team of the Week 1. I think he was. He's the only one that's listed on here as a centre forward naturally. 5-star skill, high low work rates, 4-star weak foot on there. He actually looks sick this year. It's just his shooting and passing is really low for those, well, specifically for a centre forward position. So he looks like the fun choice more than anything. on there. So we'll move straight on ahead to the left wing. So this is the first guy we've seen, Jean Kouassi. Just to mention, by the way, he plays in the MLS Talamagno, for anyone who doesn't know him. Kouassi plays in the Chinese League, 4-star, high, medium with 5'11". This is for the left wingers. Good pace split there. The defending obviously is a bit terrible. The dribbling is what I meant to say then. Is really, really solid. Physical as well is pretty solid too. Okay finishing too with 70. Its passing's a bit poor though. So like I said, this is going to be another one of your in behind and hope to get a shot off on goal wingers there. So next one we have Rabbi Matondo. 3-star on there. Right footed. So he's very much a cut-in striker, but he doesn't have the skill moves a lot of the time to do the efficient cutting in. Can play striker too though. He looks absolutely rapid. 94 acceleration, 91 sprint speed. I think those stats are similar to Durku. So as you can imagine, he's going to be a very fast player. Got the agility and the balance as you'd expect, but passing and shooting stats are a bit poor in terms of that one. So moving on, we have Henry Onyekuru. 5'9", high-low worker. It's 4-star. This guy played in the in League One for ages. He was a gold card and he's now a silver card, and he looks like a beast. He's in the Saudi League at the moment. Pace fantastic. Dribbling still very good, especially with 90 agility. Finishing's okay as well at 70, along with his shot power and attack position. Passing's a bit poor, but as I say, he's more of a striker than a left winger, I think. But not very strong physically, quite weak in terms of strength there. Moving on, next we have Maeda. So Maeda plays for Celtic in the Scottish League. This guy was pretty beastly. I used to bring him off the bench last FIFA, and he used to be absolutely class. High work rates on there. Can play striker also. Finishing's class on a silver card, especially for a left winger. Pace fantastic. Agility 91, 90 stamina as well. This guy just hunts and hunts on there. So yeah, looking like a fantastic card this year round. I believe that's the last one. Yes, it is. So straight on to the right wingers. We have first Antoine Leoty. Can play quite a few positions on there. Medium work rate's not the best. 3-star also not the best. But rapid, good dribbling. Like I say, shooting and passing pretty poor along with the physical. So not an amazing card, but an okay one nonetheless. Moving on, we have Emre Moore next. High medium, 5'7", 4-star skills. This card looks like an extremely fun card to use. Really high dribbling on there, along with the pace too. Like I say, passing and shooting card on there, you should be laughing. Not very strong, so he will get shoved off quite easily. But like I say, looks like a really fun card if you ask me. Next, we move on to Yuki Soma. Apologies, he's from the Portuguese league, Japanese player. High-low work rate, so that's good. Right wing, right-footed is always a positive in my eyes, but can play on either wing. Quick, pretty decent dribbling. Physical, obviously, to be lacking a little bit more. Strength would have been nice, but finishing 68 is not too bad, and the passing's okay as well on there. I think Emre was a little bit better than him, to be fair. I didn't organise these specific ones, to be fair. So moving on to another Celtic player, Abada, 5'6", high-low worker. It's 4-star weak foot on there. Looks absolutely class, to be fair. Pace fantastic. Shooting for a silver's very good. Passing could be a little bit better, but short passing's still solid. Dribbling stats fantastic. 75 stamina also as well. You can never go wrong with good stamina. Bit weak, but like I say, looks fantastic, to be fair on there. We then move on to the physical strikers. So I put this guy in. I wasn't originally going to put him in, but I thought I'd put him in as a bit of fun. This guy is 6'8". 6'8" on a card like this. Still with reasonable pace as well. 72 on his base card. 3-star, high medium, so his work rates are good. Not very quick off his acceleration, but good sprint speed, big strides. 88 strength, 81 jumping. On a card that's 6'8", that's nutty, to be fair. Obviously, his agility is going to be extremely low. His stamina's surprisingly low as well. But good finishing. He's your typical get it in the box and win the header type player. So it could be a bit of a hidden gem for a bit of fun, I think, on there. Don't have none of the play styles, unfortunately. But move on to Hadji right next. He got the Silver team of the season last season. Medium-low work rates, 4-star weak foot. He scored plenty of goals for me during team of the season. He's another lengthy physical striker, 91 strength with 84 jumping as well, being 6'3", always helps. Really decent finishing and good sprint speed on there too. Heading accuracy is good also, so another good consideration. He plays in the Championship for Coventry, so if you're linking up a couple of Championship players, you know what to do. Next we have Aliou Badji. This guy plays in the second French division, 6'2", medium-low, 3-star. He's another one where you get the ball to him, get him on a stride already. He's got really decent acceleration considering his sprint speed also, and being more of a physical side striker. 73 agility is not too bad either, which is quite nice. 94 jumping, so this guy's going to leap so high. A decent stamina, so as the game carries on, gets a bit further on, he's still going to be able to make those long busting runs, along with 86 strength. So definitely someone to consider if you're building a couple of League 2 players, well, French League 2, you know what I mean. And then finishing up is the person I think is best in this list. He's from the MLS. MLS seems to have a lot of decent silvers this year. 6'2", Uhre, I think it is. Michael Uhre. Or Uhre. Either way, 4-star weak foot is class. Pace is fantastic there, along with really good shooting, really decent shooting. Dribbling stats for someone quite tall as well, very solid. And 88 jumping, 83 strength. So this is my favourite in terms of the physical strikers. And finally, we have the more speedster strikers, and the players I think are the best in the list. So we start with Benito Raman. This guy used to have medium-high work rates, but used to see him in the Silver League games a lot. Silver Cup games a lot, sorry. Now he's got high work rates, makes him a bit more usable. 4-star weak foot, can play left mid as well, so maybe a decent idea for a left mid or centre forward. Pace split could have been a slightly better, but doesn't matter too much. Decent shooting, really good agility. He's just not very strong on the ball, but like I say, looks like a player that'll be a really good budget option, I think, on there with some good links. Next up is Fashion Sakala, who's playing in the Saudi League. High-low work rate is fantastic, but he's only got a 2-star weak foot. So if you're going to get him in behind, you've got to get him on his right foot, otherwise he's probably going to miss quite a lot. 93 acceleration, 89 sprint speed, so he's going to burn a lot of defenders on there. 5'10" with 89 jumping also helps as well. 81 stamina. Dribbling stats okay as well. So yeah, looks like another solid option for silvers if you're using any Saudi silvers. And here is another Saudi silver. High-low work rate, Bakawi. 5'7", 4-star weak foot, so that's already some excellent stats. Can play left wing also. Acceleration and sprint speed is spot on. 75 finishing, that's always lovely. 92 agility, 88 balance, along with reasonable jumping, reasonable stamina. Not very strong on the ball, but this guy looks pretty solid. It's just his passing is really poor, with the 40 long pass and 63 short pass. But moving on, we go to the next player, which is Fernando from Salzburg. I used this guy last year a couple of times, and he was solid because I ran pretty much like a half Salzburg team. But this guy's got 4-star skills, so he's a bit more of a skillers player on there. His pace split could have been a bit better, but he's still very solid. He's still pretty rapid. Shooting's very, very good. Short passing, 73, solid. Dribbling stats can't be argued with too much, and physical stats could be a little bit better, but that's just how it is with this player, unfortunately. But could be good for linking with him being Brazilian, and there's a couple of decent Salzburg players as well. I think that's centre-back we mentioned earlier too. We then move on to another MLS player, Dante Vanzia, 5'9", high-medium, 4-star weak foot. He's got fantastic acceleration. Sprint speed could be a little bit better, but you can improve that anyways with a card. Chemistry style, sorry. Shooting, fantastic. Dribbling looks solid. Physical looks solid as well. So it looks really decent all round. It's just his passing's a little bit low. So I'd probably look at something like a catalyst on a card like this, I think. But I reckon it'd be pretty fucking solid, to be fair. We next have Christian Basagog. 5'8", high medium, left foot, 4-star. Can play on the wing as well. This guy looks absolutely class, to be honest. His pace is fantastic. His dribbling's very, very solid. Physical, very, very solid also. Passing's a bit poor. Finishing could be a little bit better with his low composure, but this guy's going to get in behind, and defenders are going to struggle to shove him off unless they've got some fantastic ones. So Basagog looks like a fantastic player on there, so definitely recommended. And this is the last two, so this is one of the players I think is going to be one of the best silver strikers this entire season. He plays for in the Swiss League for young boys. 5'8", high medium, 4-star weak foot. This guy looks like you send him in behind, he gets in behind, no one catches him up, and he bangs it in the net. He's got really decent finishing stats along with 72 composure, so a bit better than a lot of these silver cards. Agility's very high, balance is very decent. He's got reasonable strength, nearly 70 strength on there. This guy, I honestly think, is going to be the budget option in terms of like absolutely fantastic players. I've already bought one of him for 400 coins because I'm pretty much looking at putting him in for one of my teams. But the last one I think is the best silver striker this year would be Frank Achampong. This guy always has a fantastic card. I think he was a gold last year, but now he's a silver again. High-low work rate, 3-star weak foot, so could be a little bit better. 5'7", can play on either wing as well, I think. Oh no, just the left wing, centre forward. But looks like the player. You send him in behind. 77 finishing on there is absolutely solid. Real good agility, strong with his 76 strength, so he will hold off a lot of the defenders. 91 stamina as well. So I think this guy looks absolutely electric. Achampong, good old Frank. So if he was looking for, well, two strikers where you don't really need the chem, you could look at Achampong, plays in the Chinese league. Basagog also does play in the Chinese league also. So Christian Basagog could be an idea. So maybe them two as a strike partnership. But I think this Elia kid looks, you can't overlook a player like this, especially in the silvers. I think he's going to bag loads of goals. So yeah. And here we have finally my strikers and attackers team all together. Obviously, you've got the link up between Achampong and Basagog in the Chinese league. So if you've got another Chinese league player, obviously I'd give them Kem in a silver team. But I've gone for these guys: Emery Moore, Achampong, Elia, and Maeda. Just real quick as well, before we cover all the final points on this video, this is obviously where we can search specifically for a silver team of the week player. So this tells us that we're going to be getting silver team of the week, whether it's a full release where you can get them in packs, or if it's going to be the objectives. This is what makes me think we are going to get the silver team of the week objectives and the silver cup probably back in the friendlies. So I just wanted to show you guys as well the team I'm thinking of building. Full chemistry, 71 rated silver OP team. It requires the manager, I think it's Cameroon, I think it is for Nuhu, yep. But this is the team I think I'm going to get. Obviously, I've got a lot of these players already just from just trying to pick them up cheap. And just as proof that some of these cards are super cheap. And you can get these, like I said, reasonable prices, not having to break the bank. Okolo, I've managed to pick this guy up for chem reasons. He's got a really solid card, 250. We've got Elia. I picked up 400 coins. Not managed to get a couple of these yet. Ugrinich looks like a really good card, 400 coins. This guy called Cowell, it doesn't look fantastic overall. It just looks like a bit of a getting behind and hope for the best striker. But we managed to pick up a Nuhu at 450. I've gone with that Tristan Blackmon, 650 coins. I've not managed to get Miles Robinson, so I'm thinking of getting one of the others on the list. I've picked up a Saidi Yanko because he's also for the team with Elia on there, young boys, and then also Von Balmus, who I'd mentioned earlier. So that's the team I think I'm going to go with before I can start picking up some of those better cards. So that covers in depth all the players I think will be fantastic, even off chem in the silver squads this year. The reasons I think that these are great purchases are being that last year every week we saw a silver overpowered team of the week card as an objective, along with the silver beasts objectives that gave up some crazy packs. This year we should expect the same. With it being the start of the game also, silver cards can be very useful. So now's the time to get buying with your spare coins. And they can outperform some gold cards as well a lot of the time. Silvers are also excellent for flipping if you want to make some coins. I recommend buying cheap during or after the squad battles and rivals rewards, and then flipping when a new Silver Team of the Week or a promo comes out. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive. So have a great day, and hopefully see you in another stream or video. Take it easy.